Okay, here we're asked to solve a function of x by writing f of x as a product of three linear factors. What this means is that we need to write that equation as three brackets. Now, in order to do that, we would have to have a method like we had with the quadratics, but we don't. Okay, so I'm going to use a combination of methods. In fact, first of all, I'm going to use substitution to see if I can find a factor first. So, first of all, I'm going to find what f of 0 is equal to. So x is 0, so 0, 0, 0, minus 6. Okay, so x is 0 is not a factor. Okay, so that's not one of them. Let's try f of 1. So f of 1 is 1 cubed, 1, plus 4 is 5, plus 1 is 6, take away 6 is 0. And because f of 1 is equal to 0, okay, using the factor theorem, that means that x minus 1 is a factor. Okay, so that's one of our three linear factors. But how do I find the other two? I'm now going to employ polynomial division. So I'm going to write down x minus 1. I have to write this fairly small. Okay. In fact, I can scroll down slightly. There we are. Okay. So x minus 1, and we have x cubed plus 4x squared plus x minus 6. So that's f of x inside the bus stop. Okay. So, how many x's go into x cubed? Well, x squared of them do. X squared times x is x cubed. X squared times minus 1 is minus x squared. X cubed take away x cubed is 0. 4x squared take away x squared, take away minus x squared rather, is 5x squared. I'm going to bring the plus x down. How many x's go into 5x squared? 5x. 5x times x is 5x squared. 5x times minus 1 is minus 5x. 5x squared take away 5x squared is 0. X take away minus 5x is plus 6x. Bring the minus 6 down. X into 6x is plus 6. 6 times x is 6x. 6 times minus 1 is minus 6. Okay. Last but not least, draw a line. 6x take away 6x is 0. Minus 6 take away minus 6 is 0. Okay, so we've got 0 remainder. So, I can now write f of x as equal to x minus 1 multiplied by what was on top of my division here, my answer. So x squared plus 5x plus 6. Now, we wanted to be able to get this to three linear factors. We've currently got one linear factor on the left and a quadratic factor on the right. So I'm going to need to factorise this brackets on the right. And that is done fairly easily. Okay, so we're going to get x plus 2 and x plus 3. x times x squared, 2x plus 3x is the 5x, 2 times 3 is the 6. Okay, so that is f of x as 3 linear factors. Last but not least, we need to solve it. Okay, so f of x is 0 when x is equal to 1 in that bracket, x is equal to minus 2 from this bracket, and x is equal to minus 3 from this bracket. Okay, so that method has worked as well into figuring out how the solutions to f of x, in other words. Okay, so what we did first, I used substitution to find a factor, then I used polynomial division to determine the quadratic factor, and then I factorised the quadratic factor to finish up with 3 linear factors, and then I could just write down my solutions for solving.